Okay, so after a rather polarizing Battlefield 5 reveal last night, in this video I'm going to be breaking down the reveal trailer. Now personally, I didn't like this trailer anywhere near as much as the Battlefield 1 reveal trailer. This one felt more like a trailer that you release just before showcasing some proper gameplay for the first time, maybe alongside the EA Play show, but not at the reveal for the next big title in your franchise. For me, there was just this huge disconnect between the information that EA and DICE decided to release as part of the show that was hosted by Trevor Noah and the contents of the trailer that happened at the end of the show. And that feeling appears to be reflected amongst the community and the wider gaming world as well. People aren't really sure what Battlefield 5 is trying to achieve at the moment. I think people are quite confused, and I wouldn't blame you, because I watched the reveal and the trailer firsthand in the studio, and I was a little bit confused as well. Having said that though, the trailer does include a lot of smaller details about Battlefield 5, and some of those details will have a massive difference to the gameplay. Personally, I think this trailer was created to appeal to the core audience of the Battlefield franchise, in the hope that they'd actually see these smaller items in the trailer, but perhaps they were missed by a lot of people. Again, I wouldn't blame you if that was the case. The trailer was also one continuous shot as well, I don't know if you noticed that, which from a creative point of view is really incredible. I didn't really like this trailer, but from a technical standpoint and the way it was put together, it was very, very good. Let's dig into this trailer and let's see what we can learn. So first of all, we get this slow, sweeping shot at the front of a tank, revealing some of the items that can be used to customize the look of vehicles. Teddy bears, bottles, some sort of statue on there, and a wooden box. And I'm sure there's plenty more surrounding the tank too. We then move on to the squad rolling out of the tank and into the building, and we get our first look here at some of the in-game soldier customization. We've got face paints being shown off, different soldier outfits. One guy's got a bald head, the other one's got a hat on, and of course we have the claw. Now this is really a contentious point. Some people like this, some people don't. I'm not really sure what to think at the moment, but it is actually a real thing. It's a prosthetic arm fitted to soldiers who might have had their arm blown off in an explosion. This upper body customization, that joins headgear, facial shapes, face paints, gender, lower torso, and footwear customization elements of the soldier in Battlefield 5. All of them are individual from one another and can be mixed and matched with anything else that you like. So it's not just full outfits that change, you can change individual items on your soldier. Moving on, you can see here the front runner of the squad smashes open the door and then appears to go prone, diving under the incoming fire. Now, whether this is the soldier really going prone or just part of the new third-person soldier animation system where they react to the environment around them, that remains to be seen. He might have tripped and stumbled through the door instead, but I think he did go prone here. Entering the house, we see a brief firefight resulting in the female soldier dying and ragdolling back against the door frame. This is part of the new server-side ragdoll system where everyone on the server now sees the same death animations, rather than being restricted to client-side as with previous games. And again, the animations tie in with the environment and they're physics-based as well, so they're not cookie-cutter animations like we've seen in previous games. Then we see our squad run up the stairs. You can see bullets flying into the house from the left-hand side. Bullet penetration is now a thing in Battlefield 5 for certain weapons. At the moment, we know light machine guns, stationary machine guns, and vehicle machine guns are able to penetrate different surfaces. Things like wood, sheet metal, and thin walls, and they can disrupt the action happening on the other side by firing through cover and making people panic, I assume. As we reach the turn in the stairs, you can see an injured soldier, and he's asking for first aid. This is part of the whole squad play drive that DICE is going for in Battlefield 5, but ironically, the player he's calling out for help to doesn't actually help him out, and isn't that just a typical multiplayer Battlefield moment right there, when the medic doesn't give you what you need? The injured soldier is in a down but not out state, waiting to be revived. You can now shout out for help and try and get some attention of friendly players so they can revive you, or you can accelerate the bleed out and get back to the spawn screen and spawn back in again. As an addition, all members of a squad can now revive each other via the new buddy revive system. You don't need to be a medic to revive people anymore, but there is a difference here. The buddy revive is a proper physical action that takes a bit of time to complete, but it could save a squad member rather than letting them die and respawn back in. Although anyone revived with the buddy revive system will only get a small amount of health when they get back up on their feet. It's the medic class that still retains a proper revive mechanic, which is faster than the buddy revive, but again is now a proper physical action rather than just sticking a syringe into a player's dead body. Moving back up the stairs, we see a German soldier being garroted to death with a lovely new takedown animation. That's nice to see. And then the action switches pace a little bit. Another British soldier reloads his weapon whilst walking towards a window, and if we freeze here, we can see some type of sword, maybe a katana, placed onto his back. Another part of the new customization in the game perhaps, or maybe a physical representation of what melee weapon the soldier has in their loadout. That could be really, really interesting. The soldier realises there's a couple of tanks rolling towards the house, and he makes a run for it, driving straight through the unbroken window down onto the grass outside. This new diving animation is part of the totally redesigned movement and stance system in Battlefield 5, and this does indeed allow you to dive straight through unbroken windows, so a brand new gameplay feature here. No more standing there, meleeing the glass, frantically trying to get through the window. You can just dive straight through it and make your escape. The female soldier that died earlier respawns here to help the player who just dived out of the window and combat rolled out of the house, but this time she's not holding a Thompson SMG, she's holding a Lee Enfield rifle, which is emblazoned with some kind of weapon camo, part of the all-new and improved weapon customization in Battlefield 5. This gives you some sort of hint of where DICE is going with Battlefield 5. Distinct soldier class silhouettes appear to have been replaced with fully player-controlled cosmetic customization. I think we need to see some proper gameplay to really understand if this is a good move or not, but the silhouettes in Battlefield 1, like the medic for example, with crutches on their back, are really easy to notice at distance. With this kind of customization, you may not be able to rely on that anymore. The female soldier lands on her back and starts crawling backwards whilst firing the rifle towards an oncoming German soldier. This is another new gameplay feature. Just as the trailer shows here, you can land, twist round and start firing at enemies that are chasing you, which I think is really, really cool. You can also dive forwards, left and right as well with different resulting animations, and that gives you more freedom of movement. And there's crouch sprinting in Battlefield 5 as well. You can keep a low profile but still keep up with your squad. Switching back to the action, you can see the tanks absolutely destroying the building here. Destruction in Battlefield 5 has been enhanced significantly with new weight mechanics and decay mechanics. Initial destruction will result in what you expect, stuff getting destroyed, but over time, debris will continue to drop away from what's already been broken. Splintered wood, concrete rubble, and more will drop onto the ground depending on how the object was destroyed and at what angle, which I think is really, really cool. Makes the map feel a little bit more alive. The female soldier then jumps onto the back of a motorcycle whilst the iconic Battlefield theme comes out of the radio. While she's on the bike, we get a chance to see one of the tanks covered in customization elements like logs, the Union Jack flag, barrels, and even more, and we can see it towing an anti-air gun. This is part of the new towing system in the game, which allows vehicles to hook up previously designated stationary weapons and move them around the map to more advantageous spots. I can't wait to see how the community deals with that new threat. For pilots, it means that they can't predict gun locations anymore, and they need to be on the lookout more than ever. Supply crates and other items like field guns can also be towed, and they can all be used whilst the vehicle is moving. Some properly emergent gameplay right there. Skipping forwards now, we see a bit of action where a fighter plane comes smashing into the ground, and the trailer switches from cinematics over to gameplay, although the trailer is one continuous shot, and I think that's trying to signal that the cinematic parts are indeed real gameplay, just filmed in a slightly different way. At this point, the soldier picks up a dropped MG42 machine gun from the ground, again showing off the cool visual customization that we're going to see in Battlefield 5. According to the dev team, each weapon in the game will have 5 to 7 parts visually that can be customized. Plenty of stuff for us to play with. As the soldier looks up, we can see the brand new fortification system in action, although it's not very clear in the trailer that that's actually happening, and I think DICE could have done a much better job at showing it off, because it is a really cool feature of Battlefield 5. You're now able to build objects in Battlefield 5 in set locations and around previously destroyed assets. So here, you can see the soldier is building a sandbag wall that helps protect a field gun location. But you might also be able to reconstruct destroyed house walls, place down machine gun emplacements as well. You can place down tank traps, create foxholes, and lay down barbed wire as well. Every soldier has access to fortifications via a toolkit, but the support class mains this feature with the ability to repair fortifications should they become damaged. They will be put up faster if you're playing as support, and there's a couple of offensive fortifications that you can make as well. I'm sure we're going to get more details about this feature in the future. Next, we see the soldier is tossed some ammo from a support player. There's an animation now showing that ammo was taken on board. This is part of DICE's push to create more physical gameplay in Battlefield 5. Things like obtaining health, ammo, and being revived all require physical actions now, proper interactions, rather than your soldier magically obtaining ammo, for example, from the box that you just ran past. You have to go and pick stuff up for yourself. And also, health will not automatically regenerate past a certain point. Again, you need to go and find meds to get your health back. Switching into the gameplay, you'll notice the HUD is very scaled back, and focus is really on the gameplay now, which from my point of view is an absolutely brilliant change for Battlefield 5. Battlefield games have been known for their HUD clutter over the years, so it's nice to finally see some proper improvements here. One of the highlights from the trailer coming next, and also 2 brand new gameplay features rolled into one short clip. Grenade throwbacks and forced grenade explosions are coming to Battlefield 5. Here, our soldier sees a grenade flying towards him, and a squad mate comes in and lobs it back in the other direction. But our soldier then starts firing at the grenade, hitting it with a round, exploding it mid-air as a plane comes roaring in. That explosion hits the plane, which also explodes the plane, and gives our player a kill. That's a proper only in Battlefield moment right there. More player agency again, more control, not simply having to run away from grenades anymore. We can now counter them by throwing them back, and based on that, it looks like the grenade timers have been altered from their Battlefield 1 settings. They won't explode as quickly. More feedback that DICE appears to have listened to. Switching direction, the player spins around, deploying the MG42 bipod, and pumps the rounds into advancing enemy soldiers. The sound in this part is absolutely incredible. We then switch to a secondary weapon to finish off 2 other enemies after running out of ammo. I mentioned earlier that you have to go and find ammunition and health for yourself now, rather than being gifted it all the time. Well, ammo scarcity is now a thing. Battlefield 5 will spawn you in with less ammunition than you've had in previous games, and it's your job to go and find ammo. Go to ammo stations on flags, call upon support players to drop ammo for you, or collect ammo from dead bodies to maintain your ammunition level or to boost it up even further. This forces you to think a little bit more about your next move, and that ties into the squad dependency and tactical elements that DICE is trying to push with Battlefield 5. Just after these kills, a German-made V1 rocket flies into the battle and smashes into the ground, producing a gigantic shockwave that knocks all the players off of their feet. Now, this rocket is part of the new squad reinforcement system. You need to work together with your squad, capturing objectives, healing and reviving each other, handing out ammo and killing players, and you'll build up your reinforcement meter. Now, on this meter, there are different items that you can call in to reinforce your squad, and the V1 rocket is the big daddy of them all. The calling in is done by the squad leader. Other squad reinforcements include supply crates, smoke barrages, and heavy vehicles like the Sturm Tiger and the Churchill Crocodile flamethrower tank. The explosion, as I mentioned, knocks them off their feet, and this is another new gameplay feature. Large explosions that are not fatal to you, but you are nearby enough to feel it, will knock you back. If you're within the damage zone, expect to die. I don't think this happens from normal grenade explosions. I think those are too small. This will be larger explosions that happen on a wider scale. After the explosion, we see the scene from the teaser trailer, a German paratrooper coming in to throttle the British soldier that we've been looking through the eyes of. I've been told this is something that can happen during a match, but it doesn't happen very often. It doesn't appear to be a takedown of any kind, because you can see the squad spawn text appear mid-animation. You'd be in combat at this point, and we know from past Battlefield titles that if you're in combat, you cannot be spawned on, so this cannot be a takedown animation. Whatever this might be, you're saved by the spawning soldier, our female squad member, and she knocks the guy for 6 with a cricket bat wrapped in barbed wire. That looked really bloody painful. And to finish up, we see more paratroopers dropping into the map from planes above. That's it for the trailer. I wasn't kidding when I said it included loads of things, and I'm sure there are plenty more things in there as well that even I missed on my watch through. But honestly, I wasn't wowed by it as a spectacle. I didn't like this trailer, and the reaction from the community and wider gaming world has been very mixed. Now, I produced a video last night with lots of extra information about Battlefield 5 that for some reason EA and DICE didn't include in the trailer or in their reveal show, but they gave it to press and YouTubers instead. I have no idea why they chose to do that and not release the information themselves. That video I made is linked in the card at the top and in the description below. I highly recommend you go and watch that video because it will actually give you a much better understanding of the direction that DICE wants to take for Battlefield 5. The trailer didn't help explain the direction at all, and really, it could have been about a totally different game compared to what was spoken about during the reveal show, let alone the extra information that I was given access to. This trailer doesn't represent the game properly, and that makes me quite sad, because usually Battlefield trailers are absolutely amazing, but this one just really wasn't. I don't think DICE and EA did themselves any favours with this reveal, really, and actually, they confused people more, which really isn't a great result. But there you are. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Knowing what I know about the game, which is everything included in that other video I've told you to go and watch, I'm very excited about this more tactical, strategic, squad-focused Battlefield game, and I'd love to get your thoughts on everything that you know so far. As I've said, this reveal has been very polarizing, so I'd love to get your thoughts and see what you're really thinking here. Make sure you stay subscribed for more Battlefield 5 content and exclusive gameplay from EA Play in a couple of weeks' time. I will be flying out to Los Angeles to play the game nice and early. Make sure you've got notification bell switched on as well so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.